Okay, let's start this smoked pork loin sandwich off. The first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create a sauce. This is just a nice barbecue sauce. It's about a cup of ketchup in the pot right now, little saucepan. And I added about 2 teaspoons of water just to thin it out. If you don't want to add that, you certainly don't have to. And to that, we're going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, little bit of salt, little bit of pepper, about a half a teaspoon of each. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of paprika, a half teaspoon of dried mustard, and about a half teaspoon of cumin, and Tabasco sauce to taste. If you like it a little hotter, add more. If you like it a little milder, add less. But you do want to add just a bit, just to give it kind of a zing. I added, I forget, I don't know, about 5, 6, 7 drops. So, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon or something. Again, if you like it a little spicier, feel free to add more. And then you want to simmer this on a very, very low heat for 45 minutes to an hour. That's just what I did. Minimum 20 minutes. But again, the longer you simmer it, the better the flavors. Then you want to let it cool and put it in a squeeze bottle and put it in the fridge until we're ready to have our sandwich. Okay, and here's our pork loin of wonderfulness. This is about a 4-pound pork loin, and I'm just going to do a nice little dry rub on it. The dry rub, I do have to confess, is not mine. It's Famous Dave's Rib Rub. I'm not being paid by him, but I think this rub goes really well with pork loins. That's just my opinion. You can feel free to make your own rub, but I think this works really well. And then we're going to smoke this for about 2 to 3 hours at about 275, 300. And if it's not at 160 at the end of the smoke time, then by all means, just finish it off in the oven. Or you can finish it off in the smoker. I'll smoke it for a while, and if it's not quite up to temp, then I'll just finish it off in like a 300-degree oven. Make sure you cover it with tin foil before you put it in, not to lose that wonderful smoke flavor. All right, let's get this thing out on the smoker. And thanks to the magic of Cooking Show editing, we're about 3/4 of the way done with this smoke. You do want to make sure to kind of turn your pork loin every so often so it doesn't get, kind of grill marks on one side. Okay, after we have smoked our pork loin and let it rest, look at that smoke ring. It's time to slice it. Now, I'm doing fairly thin sandwich slices, about an 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, somewhere in there. You can make this a little thicker if you like your slices a little thicker. Make it a little thinner if you want to go for the shaved things, but this is about where I like it. So we're going to slice this pork loin up, and we'll be ready for the next step. Oh, and any meat you don't use for this initial batch of sandwiches, you can easily put in a Ziploc bag and should keep in the fridge for about 3 or 4 days. So you can have this for lunch. Again, these make great lunches, great, quick, easy dinners. And again, this is a hell of a lot cheaper than going to your goddamn deli case and getting smoked pork from them. Now, let's get on to assembly of this sandwich. You want to preheat an oven to about 400 degrees. And what I've got here is 2 subloaves. And, of course, split them down lengthwise. And right now, we're adding some Monterey Jack cheese. Again, you don't have to use this cheese, but if you don't use this cheese, your sandwich is going to taste like dog shit. And you want to put a fairly generous amount on. Again, don't skimp on the cheese. It's like skimping on bacon. What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, and let's add the first meat. And this is our sliced up smoked pork loin. Again, look at that smoke ring. That's what you're going for. You can't really get that on a pellet grill. I know people are going to come after me for it, but pellet grills suck. They don't give you this wonderful pink smoke ring. And to those of your friends and family that have never smoked anything before, that pink ring is supposed to be there. Something can't be cooked in the middle and raw on the outside. It can be cooked on the outside and raw in the middle, but not the other way around. And you do want to double layer this meat. Again, don't skimp on the meat. Don't be cheap. Don't be a bum. Okay, and then you want to pop this in that preheated oven we were talking about. Again, preheat your oven to about 400 degrees. And you want to pop this in for about 10 minutes until the cheese is melted and gooey and everything is happy together. And we're not quite done adding stuff. Oh, no. We're going to add some bacon to the top of this because bacon makes everything better. And you want to put at least 4 strips of bacon atop each of the sandwiches. And I hate to brag, but look at that smoke ring. You can't get that with a pellet grill. I know I'm going to take shit from pellet grill lovers, but you don't get a good smoke ring with a pellet grill. I understand it's easier, but shit. And then, of course, you want to top the cheese off with a little bit of freshly ground black pepper, and into the oven it goes to bake for 10 minutes. Through the magic of cooking show editing, our sandwich is done in the oven, melted, gooey, and wonderful, and look at it. Now, remember that sauce we made at the beginning of this? Time to drizzle the shit out of your sandwich. Again, some people said I may have put a little too much on. Of course, you're going to have to fight with your stupid sauce to make sure it works right. Beat the shit out of that bottle. And you just want to really lather this sauce on. Again, the sauce is delicious. Why would we want to deny ourselves things that are delicious? Okay, last thing we're going to add is some shredded iceberg lettuce, because I think this is the only lettuce that goes with a barbecue sandwich. So screw you, the smartass that is going to bring up butter lettuce. And that's it. Then just slice it in half and enjoy. And normally with a sandwich like this, I'd probably eat half. This was so good, I actually ate this whole thing and half of the other one. This is really good. So the next time you're looking to impress friends or family or that bitchy mother-in-law, try this, my barbecued pork loin sandwich.